FTI Community. I am joined by an artist who I discovered earlier this year, but she has quickly found her way into many of my playlists, including the FTI Community playlist for everybody on Spotify. She is a Toronto-based singer and songwriter, crafting bold, emotionally honest pop songs. She has over 2,000 monthly listeners on Spotify alone, and this is also because she recently released not her debut music video, but she also released her debut EP, Mixed Reviews, which we're going to be talking all about in this session. FTI Community, please help me welcome Elina Mona to the In Your Studio podcast. How has your release weekend been?
Oh my God, thank you so much. Honestly, I'm like, really? That was all me? Seriously? Were you talking about somebody else? Um,
That's great.
Honestly, when you put up a mirror, it's like, oh, I'm doing this? Okay, cool. It's like, honestly, okay, release, everything that led up to release, it's been like I was never in the moment. It always felt like I'm planning for the next thing, and I actually can't even recall the things or the feelings that I've been feeling. Yeah, that's how the release went. I'm like, okay, well, today's Friday, it's out, yay. Okay, hope people like it, or at least connect with it, or even just give it a try.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any like friends or family celebrate with you throughout the weekend, like specifically on Friday as well?
Yeah, we had a little dinner at the new spot in Toronto, Queen's Harbor. It was really lovely, very intimate with my husband. I am married, apparently. And my good friend, who's been my project manager, also like participating in this whole um, photo shoots, album release, like everything. She's been my ev like literally everything. A best friend, a right hand. Yeah, and it was very lovely, but still it felt kind of like surreal that it's out. It's been in the making for 4 years. So,
Yes.
yeah, it's odd.
It's odd in the best way possible because like although you're sharing your body of work with like the world to listen to and the world to tune into, it's also like celebrating you for like getting to this moment and like being so I guess like vulnerable and so real to like share this body of work because when you release like a debut EP 4 years or 5 years into like creating music, it's like you have such a vision for your first project that you want someone to enjoy from front to back, so to actually have something out and like people are celebrating it, people are listening, it's all over Instagram, it's all over Spotify. I can only imagine that feeling, and you're just like, what's next? Because now you're riding that
Yeah,
high.
exactly, exactly. And it also, for me personally, I think I still to date can't quite enjoy it and or accept, I guess, that I've done it. That these songs are mine and I've worked on it. Like I still very much so have imposter syndrome. Hard.
Every creator.
Um, yeah, I'm like until probably the last song I wrote, the most recent one, which is High. This is the last piece I wrote for Mixed Reviews. Um, I actually could not accept myself as a songwriter.
Understood. Okay. Was
Yeah,
there like something
I
that like made you feel that way?
I guess this was the first song that well, actually, no, okay, now I'm lying. This is not the first song I wrote on my own, but I feel like in the current state of mind, it's my very first song that I felt like, oh, I truly like I came up with the melody, I came up with the lyrics and everything from top to bottom, and I actually did participate in the production part of it too. So it feels truly like, oh, it's something that I've done from top to bottom myself. And I'm like, okay, well, I think that qualifies for being a songwriter.
1,000,000%. A million.
Not
I
like I'm discrediting my other work, but
no, no.
I just, you know what I mean? It's just, it's weird. I guess I couldn't fully accept myself as a songwriter up until I started working with an engineer, producer, songwriter as well, back in 2021. And that's where I was like, I think I can do it.
Yes.
Um, and I figured that I'm a very much a collaborative person. I love to work in a tandem where it's like, oh, you send me an idea and I just like go ahead and write on top of it, or vice versa. Like that's how I operate the best, but I started to learn different sides of me throughout this whole project as well.
When you had that opportunity to collaborate, I guess like we'll get into this in a little bit, but more specifically on mixed reviews, when you had like the opportunity to create like a guy like you in Flawless, the team you were working with, was that like quote unquote like your dream team from when you were a kid? You're like, one day I want to be this pop star, I want to make this music, and now the team you're working with, you're like, wow, you're making young me like thrive knowing it's gonna happen.
Funny thing, I don't think I ever had like dreams of being like a pop star.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Surprise!
yeah.
But I'm very much, I guess you would be surprised. I'm pretty shy when it comes to these things. And maybe once I fully accept myself, I'll be like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. But to answer your question, I definitely do feel like this collaboration and everything else that happened during mixed reviews makes my younger self super proud. Super
Incredible.
proud.
Yes, yes. I
It's
think what's really awesome about all creators is like you're creating for yourself when you were younger because they were just dreams and aspirations, but like you're so
mhm.
young, you don't know where to go, you don't know how to make that happen. And then fast forward to present day, you're like, holy shit, I've made it happen.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was a girl in my bedroom just singing my heart out, pretending I was on stage, um, loving every second of it. And now I'm actually a songwriter. Like I have my own stuff that I can sing to, and I still do, by the way,
Not yes, let's go.
in my bedroom. Mhm.
You got to be your own biggest fan. I tell everybody that. Whether you're singing about heartbreak or healing or even holding your own, your entire like music persona is unapologetically you. This is apparent in not only mixed reviews, but some of the previous songs like Gone, Addicted to You, Lights Are Off. I think there's something to be said about like how raw you have to present yourself to really stand out. But it's also like as we just mentioned, making like your younger self happy. Take the FTI community back to the beginning of your music journey and like kind of like what led to like present day, because I know you have such an interesting story that's also an international story as well.
Yes, true that. Thank you for bringing this up. But I mean, I have a very, I guess, deep international upbringing. I was born in Uzbekistan, moved to Russia when I was 6, lived in Egypt for about 2 years, and then finally ended up in Canada almost 11 years now. And ever since I was a kid, creativity was part of my life in different ways. It started mostly with theater. I was playing on stage as a kid, even though now I'm like, how the hell do I still have this stage fright? I don't know. Still to date, I do. Um, and then slowly it moved into, oh, me performing, like singing, but not until I was probably in yeah, I was grade 5. Um, I love this girl group, Russian girl group. I don't know if you can compare it probably to like Little Mix or Fifth Harmony. Yeah, better, Fifth Harmony. But think about each band member playing different instruments. I was obsessed with this girl who was playing drums, and I was like, I want to be her. She has amazing voice. She can play drums. I want to play drums. Let's go. And I started learning how to play drums. That's cool. Only like 6 months in, I figured that I kind of suck. I could learn
Understood.
like basic things. Like I still remember a little bit here and there, but that's about it. Like I can't do any complex like things on it. Um, but I figured that I'm better off singing.
Okay.
So yeah, because it was me and my friend who started the drum thing. And then he progressed way further than me. And I was like, yeah, definitely not my thing. And we decided to make a band. Um,
Yes.
yeah, it was grade 5. We had like a little band. We had an amazing teacher who supported us in all of this. Um, he accompanied us on like piano and everything, guitar, and then eventually we were joined by our other classmate who played a guitar. So we had a little school band, and we performed. It's a thing, okay? It's a thing in Russia. I don't know what it is, and I don't know if there's anything comparable in Canada, but we had like in each school you would have a room, like a theater room type of thing. And
Okay.
every holiday, every celebration, I don't know, whatever like the national holiday would be, we would have huge concerts that
Okay.
the
Yes.
whole
Yes.
school had to attend. Like I don't know how you like, is it like a recital type of thing? Sort of, I guess. So yeah, we would perform there every single occasion, charity events. And then eventually we started moving from one school to another. Like we never got super big or anything. Um, I had to move to Egypt at that point, and that's where my band career ended.
The band took a hiatus.
That's it. It was, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and in Egypt, I mean, it was again, it was a new environment for me. I had to adapt. I had to start learning English in grade seven. Music kind of stopped being really a part of my life then, just in my bedroom still, but not outside. Um, yeah, and then I think in yeah, when I moved to Canada, that was grade 10. I completely forgot about music pretty much. Like,
Wow.
yeah, I feel like it was the most stressful part of my life. Just the whole immigration piece. I don't know if it's a fun fact, but my mom essentially brought me over here. I was 16. She spent 10 days in a brand new country we've never been before. She left me with this host family, and she left. And I was here like studying, obviously, not just like stranded by myself. I
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
give false information. But yeah, I was like I was 16. I was here. I did not have friends. I did not have family, anyone. And so I'm like, trust me, music was not my main priority at the
Of
time.
course. Yeah.
And I guess it never happened for me personally that I know some people use music as an escape or as, something that they could pour their feelings or emotions into. I was never that person.
Okay.
So I was just very focused on, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that, like, you know, in presence. Um, yeah, and then I think COVID. COVID is what made the huge music comeback. I mean, okay, I guess I am just lying tiny bit. Music, I just never, I guess, never really pursued it in a way that I'm pursuing it right now. So I don't want to completely discount everything I did. Like I still kept on writing here and there. I think I was six. No, was it? Now I can't even remember my own timeline. It's been a long life, okay? A long
Yes.
life.
Very. Yep.
Uh,
Agreed.
too many things happened. Too many things. Um, But from time to time, I would like, obviously, iPhone have notes. Like, I would just like write little poems or whatever, but I never really made anything out of it. My very first song, Break Out With Me, that was a gift from my parents for my 18th birthday. Um, they gave me the certificate to make a single. So I don't know if you know it's a thing. You can go to
No.
like a recording studio. I don't know actually nowadays if that's a thing, but back almost like what 8 years ago now, 8 9 years ago, um, my husband back then boyfriend found this studio in Toronto, Oak Recording Studio. I don't even think they exist anymore. They would offer you to have a session. I think it was for 2 grand, where they would make a whole like song for you. You could participate in the songwriting and everything, but
Yeah.
mind you, I was 18 with zero experience of anything. So
Yeah.
this was my first ever studio experience too. You go in, you sit with an engineer slash producer slash everything in one, and he's like, okay, so what do you want to write about? What are you feeling? And at the time, I was like, I don't know, love. And then I went home with it and I was like, love? Who are you? I mean, I love love, but like, huh?
Like first
Um,
song. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, no, actually, I want to write about like confidence. I want to write about, hey, we can go through it together. Like, I don't know, something empowering. And hence, Breakout with Me happened. We were sitting at the studio and he's like, okay, just like jot down any words that come to your mind. And I would just like write some like, oh, power, strength, confidence. And essentially then we would compare. And that's how we came up with Breakout with Me.
Okay.
The beat and everything, it was fully him, the engineer, producer. He did it. And I mean, I had zero clue of anything. And even in the like inside the booth, I was so young and innocent, and I was so like scared to even like be there. Um, yeah, and then from there, this was my one and only technically studio experience. And then COVID happened. And over between, so it would be like 2014, 2015, between then and COVID, I would again write in my notes some poems, some like just whatever lyrics and verses would come to my mind. Um, and then COVID comes, and we're all bored at home, have nothing to do. And that's where I discovered that I am apparently a top liner. I so, okay, I don't play any instrument, okay? I don't really play piano. I play a little bit guitar. I learned as a kid, just basic chords. I think I still suck at it. Um, but so that's why I could never be like, okay, let me just like strum something and hum and like come up with something. It was never me. I guess maybe partially that's why I never felt like I'm qualified to be a songwriter because I'm like, I don't play any instruments. I am not like hard die since I was 3 years old doing this, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yes,
Um,
yes.
yeah, so, but I still like, I would like sometimes walk around and be like, ooh, I have a great line. Let me put this
Write
down.
it down.
And so, yeah, exactly. And that's how Gone and Addicted to You, well, I would say Addicted to You and Gone happened because I had some verses. And then during COVID, I was just like browsing YouTube and started looking for beats. I don't even know how this idea occurred to me, but I was like, oh, let me look through beats. And this specific beat for Addicted to You just spoke to me. And I just started like humming. It was just like the stars aligned.
Of course,
And
yes.
I can't explain, like, there's no definitive answers. Like, how do you write songs? I don't know, just stars aligned,
On the
okay?
spot.
On the spot, exactly. We were meant for each other. Um, so and I started writing, and yeah, that was the first one that I wrote by myself. And then Gone happened right after, and I could not finish Gone for a year. Um, and then in 2021, I decided to finally record them. I go into the studio, Link Studio, right here. I'm sure a lot of people, Torontonians or Toronto artists, know that place, that spot. I go there, I record with this engineer, and eventually that engineer ended up reaching out to me 2 years later or a year later in 2022. It's like, hey, what are you up to? Any new songs? Any new projects? And I had again some like demos here and there. Um, and that's where we started collaborating. And
Yes.
not half of the things, I want to say like 5 songs from Mixed Reviews is the product of our collaboration.
FTI Community, let's connect.
On Thursday, September 25th, FTI and Brothers Bruin proudly present the first ever Creators Connect event here in Guelph. This is your opportunity to come connect and hear the inspiring stories from different creators, all while enjoying 2 live performances from Where's Luna and Guelph's very own Average James. Tickets for Creators Connect will be sold at the door for $5 on the day of the event. FTI Community, we look forward to connecting with you on Thursday, September 25th here at Brothers Bruin. See you soon.
What I really appreciate about that story is like legitimately going one to one with like your music persona and who you are. It was just always unapologetically you because like so many people's first songs will always be about love because they want to like automatically like capture ears and they automatically
Mm,
really want to like capture like wow like this is their first song, I love it. And you're just like, you know, I would actually really love to like talk about confidence because it takes confidence for me to get in this booth. It takes confidence for me to work with a group of strangers that I've never met before. Now I'm trusting them to make me my song, not only because it was a certificate, but also it's because it was my 18th birthday present. If you were to
hmm.
compare, I guess the birthday present you got of recording your first single versus record like writing like Gone and Addicted to You, would you say that you took the experiences from that recording session to how you were going to approach writing music by yourself, or is like that like totally far behind you?
Okay, I guess the only experience I took from that session was actually when I went into the studio to record Addicted to You and Gone because in terms of songwriting, for Breakout with Me, I didn't really write a lot of it. It was pretty much like a done deal. Oh, you just put in a couple of words. Yay. Okay, but we'll finish everything for you. Um, so I guess it was mostly like I was definitely much more comfortable going into the studio for Addicted to You and Gone. I was still pretty much a chicken, don't get me wrong. Um, because I don't know what it is, but I think I can sing, but my confidence there goes.
You're in a room,
I'm
like yeah.
I'm just like, who is the singer in here? I don't know, not me. Um, so and it to date it still happens. Um, I don't know what it is. Like, I think my songs definitely paint, I think, a different picture from what I am as an artist. I say, things like, oh, flawless. And then if you were to ask me to sing something, I'll be like,
I will be everywhere except singing for you.
exactly, exactly. And that's definitely, you know, uh, work in progress. And I think partially songs like Flawless is a first step for me to be like, hey, I'm putting this confidence out there. So I will be able to do that eventually.
When you were creating your debut EP, Mixed Reviews, you described it as like a kaleidoscope of like moods, contradictions, and unapologetic honesty that is rooted in glossy pop R&B. And I want to give you the credit because hearing the term glossy pop R&B has helped me describe music. And I learned it maybe a week ago from you, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this helps me describe so much of the music that I listen to and like recommend to my friends because like mixed reviews, for example, staying on topic, it goes hand in hand with how you made sure like each track on the EP represents not even a different part of you, but like a different emotion that you're trying to convey. For example, Flawless being themed around fierce confidence, High being themed around playful chaos, Take My Pain, which is honestly my favorite that I've listened to on here, is finding resilience in heartbreak, and so on and so forth. To the listener, the name of the EP may be like a fun, like indirect meaning to like mixed reviews on like a product, a situation, a movie, a song. But to you, it's almost like you're being very self aware of like not how someone's going to perceive it, but maybe how you would perceive that emotion looking back to when you first wrote it. Talk about mixed reviews, especially like the conception of the project and the journey along the way to the moment it was released.
Okay, to be completely frank with you, so all these songs were written back in 2021/2022. except for High. High is the 2024 baby, slash 2025. So it's a very fresh song. Um, yeah, and back then we have created like over 10 demos together, and they were good. I'm like, I'm obviously super biased, but they were really good, and I really wanted to do something with those songs. And fast forward to 2024, I want to say beginning of 2024, I was like, okay, no, that's it, Aline. Like, you have to sit your ass down. I'm so sorry for my language, but you got to do
No, you're
something with them
take it away.
because otherwise, like, what is the point? What is the point of your living? Like, you gotta, you made these things, like, you gotta put it out. So I started thinking about a concept. And I'm like, how do I put this into a project? How is it? Because on its own, the songs made sense. Together, well, now they do make sense. But if you were
Yes.
to look at them, it's like, huh? So
How do you
you go
connect
from
like
like
A and B?
flawless, take my pain. You go to like well now high, but it's like how do you make it make sense? So and that's where like literally I feel like the first thing that occurred to me was like, well, how about we do like a little project? We call it mixed reviews, and that in itself already created, a little kind of like a plate for all of them.
Yes.
You could literally have all these songs, and I mean, obviously, I cut a bunch out of it, and I left only the ones that essentially tied back to the whole idea of mixed reviews. And I was like, okay, let me start with Flawless. Flawless was the first song that I started working on with Oceanside Club
Yes.
producer. Yeah. Um, and I sent her a demo, and she turned back, well, whatever you hear right now. And I was like, okay, we have something.
Incredibly talented person. Like Anastasia is incredibly talented.
Yeah, I can't honestly, I don't know how many times I said it, and I will keep saying this. She is so freaking ta talented. I was like, okay, no, that's it. Literally, I found the it. Um, and from there, it just kicked off. I'm like, okay, definitely Take My Pain has to be on this project because this is the most vulnerable song. This is the song that I've written after a very, very, very hard breakup with friends I had. Um, and it means just a lot to me. Unlike again, if you listen to the whole mixed reviews, it's like, yeah, fun, haha, chaos, whatever. But Take My Pain is something that is, I'm like a little bit opening up, I want to say, you know. Um, so yeah, that one, and I was like, Anna, we're doing this one. And then it just like started kind of like the ball started rolling, and the guy like you, and then when she came back with a guy like you, and I almost died. It was so good.
Yes, I agreed. Yes.
It was just so good. I was like, who are you? Yeah, and we just started working, and I think um, Only You was the only questionable song. You would not believe that, but Only You was
Yeah.
the only questionable song that I couldn't make up my mind whether I should include into the project or not. Until I sent it over to her, and she was like, "What do you mean? Of course you have to include
This
it."
being a
Like
part
she,
of
she was
it.
like, "I already can." Like she already had ideas for it, and I was like, "Well, sure." I mean, I did
She
not
said.
not love. She said so. Let's do it. It's not like it's my song, my decision.
Whatever.
Uh, whatever. Yes, boss. I literally call her my boss. Yeah, no, I really loved the song, but it's just like with everything that was coming together, I was like, I wanted to have 5 songs on the EP, and I wasn't sure. But then I was like, I started defining what each song would represent, and like, okay, how can I tie it again back to the idea of mixed reviews? Because what is mixed reviews? Mixed reviews is essentially, uh, you know, some people like me, some people don't. That's life. The same way goes with music. And for every song on the album, some people would find a song to connect with. Some wouldn't even find one and would think it's trash, whatever. So I kind of wanted to have this like, okay, well, it's going to be, mixed reviews. Some people have mixed reviews about me. Well, you might as well have mixed reviews about my music. So, and I wanted to have different kind of like, okay, so Flawless talks about confidence. It's like a confidence boost type of thing. A guy like you is like, well, yeah, breakup, but it's like I'm breaking up with you. Um, Take My Pain shows a bit of vulnerability, and mine is all like I'm obsessed with you. And I feel like only you just fit in so right with this love aspect of it. It's like, oh, this nostalgic teenager love type of thing. And then High, I just honestly had fun with it.
It's very fun.
I didn't really care. It just I started writing it last year, September, and I was like, that's it. As soon as I wrote the first verse, I was like, it's going on an album. I don't care. We're making it. It's fun. I want something fun. And that's how, yeah, it all came together. And I think honestly now, if you listen to the whole thing and know a little bit of context, I hope it makes sense.
I think it makes sense, but it also really paints the picture that like mixed reviews, like the concept of like people loving you, people hating you, people not liking the music, people not loving or like liking the music and not liking the music. It's actually really cool. And I spoke to Average James about this way back in January that like when you release a body of work, it is no longer yours to keep one perspective on because people will perceive the music however they want to.
Hmm.
People might take like the fun of High, but they might perceive it an entirely different way. And like the same goes for like Flawless and such. It's really early to talk about right now, but I guess some of the songs have been released longer than Mixed Review Sets itself. Have you heard somebody's perspective on one of your songs that you're like, that wasn't even a thought in my mind, but I'm so glad that like that was like your perspective.
Ooh, I actually, okay, so far, I mean, do we count Friends?
Yeah,
Because,
a million. I think
Friends,
Friends are the most honest critic ever.
they are, but at the same time, all of my friends, thank God for my friends, but they're all super supportive and they're all super like, oh my God, like I'm loving this. But I do think for sure that I've noticed that my friends picked like their favorites. I would not anticipate it would be their favorite.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. Um, my one of my friends, I was sure Only You would be his jam, and then he goes like, "Oh no, Take My Pain." Yeah, like it really is. And I'm like, "Huh? I'm
180.
sorry. Who hurt you?
Yeah.
Who hurt you
You
like
want to
that?"
talk?
Yeah. Shall we have a therapy session? Yeah, versus like my other friend, she's obsessed over mine. And I'm
Did
like,
not see
well, no,
that.
I'm just no. No, yeah, I don't know. It's I have not heard, I guess, negative reviews. I haven't heard them yet. I've heard them from playlist curators.
Got you.
Um, but not from like the close people. So I think maybe it could be a bit too early because the three new songs were just released and the whole like body of work was just released. So TBD on that, I would say. I'm sure I will hear some mixed reviews.
It's only you, late at night, only think about what's all, it's only you. Mine,
Beyond mixed reviews. Clip that. I think that playlist curators, and maybe it's because I'm not in that mind space, but I'm definitely like the platform that people would expect to have one. We do in some light, but like playlist curators really only seek the what's hot now of the genre and what's hot now in the moment to and maybe like I'm looking at music from like a 4D perspective and people are like, Matt, you're looking too deep into this. I think when you build a playlist of public songs based off artists that like make like a poppy Ariana Grande song, they make like like a grungy alt Arctic Monkey song, for example, they're just searching for what sounds similar, and they'll throw a song on the playlist because they know it's going to gain traction, and they never really care about the song itself, the substance of it. They
Mm-mm.
don't they don't care about any of that. They just want to like capitalize on like a track off mixed reviews, a track off like for example Pants on Fire from Where Is Luna, because they know
Mm-hmm.
like wow, this is hot right now, like this needs to be in our playlist. But then like you connect with somebody who like curates playlists, like it could be a friend who just has a Spotify playlist on the train station. You're like, hey, that's actually really cool that like I'm on your commute to work every morning. Like that to me means so much more than trying to get onto like a big
Oh,
Spotify playlist.
oh
When
my God,
you
1,000%.
like I always try to tell my friends because I like my musician friends behind FTI, like some of my closest friends, they're always chasing like landing on like the best like Guelph local like playlist. They're trying to get on like Canada's top 100 of like a million Canada top 100s, and it's just like I can appreciate that's what you're working towards, but that milestone is kind of like empty because it doesn't really mean as much as if like you saw your best friend hyping you up. Something that I'm very passionate about is making sure not only do I celebrate a creators first, but the creator is also celebrating their firsts,
Mm-hmm.
like first song release, music video, live performance, collaboration. This year alone, you have your first music video and your EP under your belt within like the same 1 to 2 weeks. Do you celebrate your milestones as you go, or are you really like locked into what's next?
No, hey, I'm huge in celebrations. I love celebrating. Like, give me an occasion. I'll be there.
Then I'll be
Just,
there.
just call me. Nobody calls me.
I'm already on the way.
Exactly. No, I love celebrating. I think honestly, like we don't have a lot of years on this earth. Um, so I think every milestone must be celebrated. So I'm big
Agreed.
into that, and that's why I'm like, oh, even for mixed reviews, like genuinely, I wanted to have a bigger thing. Um, but sometimes like a bigger thing doesn't mean it's better.
Yes.
I felt like the more like intimate dinner was more appropriate, and I would work the more bigger things for, later. But I actually, it's so funny, but the whole before mixed reviews was a thing, last year on my birthday, I threw a flawless era birthday party. And that
Okay.
was my way of testing out how the whole flawless thing would go.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I started slowly planting this into my world. I'm like, is this my thing? I'm like, okay. And then it was actually such a smash. Like
Good.
everybody really loved the party. I had flawless shots. I had like it was so much fun, and then I finally actually showed the song to the people, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm on the right track. Um,
100%.
yeah, and then with every other thing that I've done, like my oh my God, I forgot to mention, obviously for my flawless release, for actual flawless release, I had the way that I launched it was I don't know if you're familiar with Sweat and Tonic. This is not an advertisement, but Sweat and Tonic is, I'm a big fitness person. So Sweat and Tonic is a fitness gym here in
Mhm.
Toronto. And I have made some friends with instructors, and I'm big into spin. Basically, I'm big into anything fitness related, but lately I've been pretty much big into spin. And I was like, would it be cool if I presented my song, like played my song in a class?
So out of the ordinary, and that's so awesome. Yes.
And I felt like Flawless was such a great song to do that with. And
Yeah.
so I was obviously shitting my pants to ask for it. I was like, no, oh my God, what this instructor would think about me. Like, you would not even believe that, like, again, compare taking my song and taking me, like, oh, she really thinks that? Yes, I do. I actually do. Like, I am very, like, I do and do not care about what people think. Like I care when I care about a person. So I do definitely
Yes.
care how they perceive me. But in terms of like people on the internet, whatever, I don't really like you can talk whatever.
It's
But
just words
this
on a screen
instructor,
most times.
exactly, exactly. I'm like, oh, you're so brave. Good luck. Um,
Swipe.
yeah, exactly. But this particular instructor, like I started making friends with her, and I'm like, oh my God, what is she gonna think? Like I was so nervous, and I almost gave up on this whole idea. And I think I want to give like huge kudos to Anna who pushed me. She was like, Elina, just freaking go ask. Like just like what's the worst case scenario? She's gonna say no.
And
And
Anastasia would have asked if it wasn't you.
exactly. So I was like, okay, today's the day. Let's do it. And yeah, and it happened. It was so surreal. I've got insane support from this instructor, from the entire I mean, I blacked out on the podium when I was like
Oh my
spinning to my
god.
song. I do not remember a second of it. I all I remember is I kept on the instructor essentially put me on a podium to spin to my song and like lip sync, right? And all I can remember is that I kept on increasing the intensity of my bike to the point that I couldn't pedal anymore. I was just pedaling so hard. That's all I remember. I do not remember anything. There's a video which shows that I was there, I did it, but I can't remember a single thing from
You
it.
weren't in the moment.
I was there. I was just, yeah, exactly. So this was like really amazing way of celebrating the release of Flawless. And I tried to plan kind of like, I don't want to say big, but some at least events for my releases. So for Flawless, it was this. For a guy like you, I had a little like friend's house party where a DJ played my song. I didn't make a big social thing out of it, but it was more of a kind of like an intimate celebration. And to be frank, by the time High came around, I was just out of ideas. I was exhausted. I was like, you know what? I'll make this sign, which I did, what makes you feel high,
Yeah,
and I'll launch like a social media ad, and that's about it. That's all that I'm doing for high because I was just so exhausted. Never happened, but that's okay.
there's many opportunities literally down the way.
It's just my thing too. I love to create experiences. I
Yes.
love to have celebrations and I love to have people around. Not necessarily, it's not even not to make it about me, but just about the moment itself.
Celebrating
So,
like with a room full of people. Yeah, I agree.
exactly. I always love to share space. So for me to have, be like friends, acquaintances together, just like being, happy and having a good time. Like I really love to create that and even more like great experiences. So I always have kind of like these thoughts in mind. Yeah.
I think what's really awesome is how I guess aware you are that like although it's your body work and what you're creating, but you're always wanting to make sure that the people around you are like being celebrated as if it was theirs as well and like as if they were a part of the journey because they were. And art cannot happen without the collaboration of others. And I don't even mean with other artists. I mean with just the support and love of friends and families. Because if we're
Hmm.
relating it directly to music, there are so many people behind the scenes of one single thing. Like you have your engineers, your producers, instrumentalists, and then on the promotional side, you have your videographers, your photographers, your promoters, and then you just have other people like chiming in advice just to make sure that like your vision is not only staying on track but is also being amplified to make sure like you're getting
Hmm.
the most out of everything. When we listen to a song, we typically see like maybe one to two names on the bill of the credits, but that team, I just can't stress enough, is so huge. Talk about some of the people that are like on your team, like both in the artist world, but like I guess like your friends, your husband, and like your
Hmm.
family as well, to where like it really pushes you to, I guess, go a step further.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, thank you so much for bringing this up. This is like if I didn't have to talk about myself, I would honestly love to talk about the people who took a part in this project and beyond. Um, Oceanside Club, Anastasia obviously took it to the next level, but I want to give a shout out. She's probably gonna kill me for this. Amy is the one who essentially is the culprit of all of this. And she's like, "No, it's all you." I'm like, "Girl, shut up." Yes, I did
That's an artist.
participate in this too, but honestly, if not for her, I swear to God, I don't think this would have happened. She acquainted me with Anna, and that's how the ball started rolling. So she is a true initiator, I want to say, of all of this. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely Amy. My husband has been the greatest help, the greatest support, everything. Honestly, if he would not have pushed me he's the one who actually pushed me to start making these songs from my demos. And if not for him, like it wouldn't, I don't think,
Yes.
maybe in 10, 20 years, I would have gotten to a place where I start creating them.
It was fast
But
tracked.
exactly. And he's so much, exactly. Thank you, babe. But he's like much more than this. He's the one who directed and shot a Guy Like You music video.
Yes.
Um, yeah,
Is
he's the
that his
man
trade?
behind.
Like, is that his
Yeah,
calling? Yeah.
it's his thing. Okay, a little like also behind the scenes, but I wanted to do a music video badly for at least one of my songs, and I felt like A Guy Like You was the right song to do it. And I was like, okay, let's rent a convertible and we're gonna drive around the city and you're gonna shoot me and I'll just lip sync, okay? And maybe like in between you can put some like I don't know, CN Tower or whatever. Because I feel like I'm great with like static images, like
Mhm.
creating cover arts and all that. But when it comes to videos, I don't think I have like the full vision in my head.
That's a whole
Um,
other
it
world.
just it's a whole other world. So in my head, what I saw was like, oh, that would be pretty, me and a convertible riding around on Gardener, back and forth, you know. And so we did that, only to find that it was just essentially one long shot of me lip syncing the whole song, and there was really nothing to the. He's like, so what's your storyline here? I'm like, there's no storyline. It's just, you
It's
know,
just me lip
music videos
syncing.
don't exactly. Music videos don't make sense. They don't have to make sense. He's like, sure, but this completely does not make any sense.
Got you. Okay.
And I'm like, true. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna use it for a lyric video, which worked out well. So I
Yes.
turned that into a lyric video. But then apparently secretly, he's been working on actually directing the actual music video. I didn't even know he invested his time in it. Because he's side thing, but like he's also a YouTuber.
Okay.
So I thought he was working on his stuff, but apparently he was working on my stuff.
Yes.
And
Awesome.
then he turns to me and he's like, "Well, I think we should redo a Guy Like You music video, and this is what I have." And he shows me the whole shot list,
Storyboard. Yes.
storyboard, everything, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, how?" He had literally like he generated shot list with AI and just to make sure that it all makes sense. I mean, he does have a background like education in filmmaking. I guess that
Okay.
helps.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then he was like, "Okay, we're gonna rent a car again. We need some sort of a space that resembles a club, and we need a person who's gonna help us to be a guy like you in the video." And it just coincided. Well, we needed actually two extra people. It coincided that his little brother, fun fact too, little brother was in town. He's 16. He is a bodyguard in the music video.
Understood. Like he's opening the
I
gate,
think
like the velvet rope.
I Yeah, I think it's borderline illegal, but
Okay, it's a music video. It doesn't have to make sense, as you were saying.
no alcohol was served there, just making sure.
Yep.
It was all, yeah. Um, yeah, so he helped us there. And then obviously the biggest help I received was from my sister from another mother, how I call her. My best friend, my right hand, my I call her also Minager. Her name is Mina, my friend, and I like a couple months ago I asked her to be my project manager for the mixed reviews, which she agreed to, and then eventually she participated in a Guy Like You video where she was a Guy Like You, aka the driver, she was the DJ, she was a bartender. And on the side, she was
Triple
also
duty.
making, oh my God, yes. And then she was also making sure that, oh, my hair is good and like my makeup's good and, I have the stuff. So, yeah, no, nothing from this whole project wouldn't be possible without these people. And, I'm not even mentioning like the photographer that I worked with, um, the mastering engineer who essentially delivered the, amazing touches to the final work. So yeah, no, it's all about teamwork. It's all about I cannot stress this enough. Like if you want to go far in life, you can't do it without people.
You absolutely can't do it without people, and you can't do it without like people surprising you along the way, because it's so neat knowing like your husband like was like, like we can do this as a lyric video, but on the side he's like coming up with this like master plan. He's like generating the list. He's like, I have an idea because we're gonna make this song a lot more than a lyric video. So that honestly gets me really excited for the future of like when you have like your next thing rolling out, you have your next like incredible idea rolling out, that you have this team that's so well associated with not only your music, but they also know like what fits exactly your vision to not only enhance your vision,
Hmm.
but maybe give you a new perspective. Talk about the future now. Like what is on the horizon towards like the end of 2025, early 2026 and beyond?
Well, I may or may not have some plans until end of the year. I definitely want to make sure that I max everything out of mixed reviews, and maybe there is a deluxe version on the way.
Who knows? More mixed reviews.
Exactly, more mixed reviews. I have a couple of remixes on the way. I have a collaboration, hopefully. I don't want to say names. I don't want to say anything yet because it's still in the making, but definitely more from mixed reviews is coming, and potentially I will start working on some performance gigs.
Yes.
That's still TBD for me. Like I have to, I feel like now at least I have the catalog that I can work with to pitch myself out there.
I'll tell you right now, and I'm not putting you on the spot because Guelph and Toronto is about an hour and a half endeavor. Thursday, well, I guess at the time it'll actually be announced because we're announcing it tomorrow in real time. Thursday, September 25th. I've been asked to host a creator networking event here in Guelph with the Brothers Brewery, who is my favorite brewery social pub in Guelph. And essentially, it's going to be a night of conversations. It's going to be a night of networking, but we also have two live performances, Where's Luna being one of them. So if you're looking to like really like expand like the people that like could help towards your future, or maybe you're just looking for like the next cool person to meet, Thursday, September 25th is that day.
I'm literally putting this on my calendar right now. Bec-
I it was one of those things where you actually took the words out of my mouth. It was kind of like someone else pitched the idea and you're like, wow, that's a really cool idea. Because I was just one day thanking the owner of Brothers, his name's Colton. I was like, thank you for trusting FTI to like always like make sure like people know what's going on at like your brewery. And he was just like, yeah, but would you ever like consider like hosting something here? And I was like, don't have to ask me twice. I will be there. So as of right now, we're 25 days away because today's the 31st, and I just want it to be tomorrow.
oh my goodness, amazing. Well, honestly, I don't even have anything on my calendar, but even if I do, I'm dropping everything. And yeah, no, this is super exciting. I would love to be there.
Amazing. No, I think it's gonna be an incredible night for a lot of people. And it actually somehow all related to my next question, which is the in your studio staple question. If you've listened to them, you know what's coming your way. It is the topic of vulnerability. Mixed reviews alone shows listeners exactly who you are, and having to put that body of work together came from so many different life experiences, so many moments in time that like I guess paved the way to like your music career, whether it was traveling and moving from different parts of the world, whether it was coming to Canada by your lonesome and really adjusting to here and then meeting your team along the way. How has vulnerability affected the way you create music?
I mean, it definitely shaped me uh,
Yes.
into a person that I am today. Um, I think, okay, to be completely frank with you, being vulnerable is not a thing in my culture.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I guess it slowly grows on people back home. Um, like, we don't have those deep conversations in our families and stuff like that. So I didn't quite grow up with that. Um, but because I guess I moved from one place to another and experiencing different cultures and how people live, and especially Canada definitely taught me that, hey, that's okay.
Yes.
That is okay to, go through like whatever you're going through, you're feeling a certain way, and that's okay. And you have to, I think the biggest part for me, the learning part for me was to identify what it is that I'm feeling and be all open and transparent with my emotions and with my feelings, which is definitely showing in my songs that I can
Yes. A
tell.
million percent. I agreed. Yes.
But I think it's also combined together with I am a pretty direct person.
Okay.
So it is sometimes hard, but to tell even my friends like, hey, this is how I'm feeling today. Um, but I'm learning. I'm going through it, and it is definitely, I think, shaping A, me, B, my music. Um, you might hear more deeper, deeper stuff from me in the future. Because, like, if you truly listen to mixed reviews, it doesn't really tell you, like, who I am as a person, because I feel like I hide behind the glittery stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, again, taking flawless, it's all like confidence and stuff, but then at the same time, like, I'm telling you that I'm pretty shy and I'm pretty, like, you would not piece two and two together unless you start being friends with me and get to know me. And even though I feel to date, like, not too long ago, my friend told me that she was surprised that one time I dropped something along the lines, oh yeah, so I felt very I think it was like I felt very sad at some point, and she's like, you actually do? Like, you actually do feel like a fear. Yeah, that was about fear. I said
Yeah.
I never talked about my fears. And I think I just like dropped a very casual line, like, yeah, yeah, like, of course it was. I'm still very much like, when it comes to my music, that's my vulnerable place, that I'm like overly protective.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm like, yeah, I have fears around that. And she's like, oh, so you're like a normal human being.
You have feelings.
I I do, apparently. Um, but it's tough because I was raised to be like, emotions, you
Stoned.
hide them
Yeah.
deep and just like um but also I definitely over the years I learned how to, communicate that, um yeah, and navigate it.
And what's really important is always staying true to yourself, because for the longest
Mhm.
time, and I have a few friends that I can name off the top of my mind, but I don't throw people under no bus, is sometimes they're afraid of like just like how direct I will be, because like it's not direct in a rude way. It's just very like, if I'm not gonna sugarcoat something, if like I'm feeling a specific way, I'm not gonna say like fuck you. I'm just gonna say like, hey, like we're not actually gonna think that way. We're gonna actually approach it from this perspective, and I'll tell you why I'm feeling
Mhm.
this way. And
Mhm.
that alone has saved so many like, I'm so glad we nipped it in the butt now. I'm so glad we talked about it now, instead of like prolonging it, and like the elephant in the room just gets bigger. So
Oh my
I
God.
like there's just,
Why?
and yeah, oh man, I could talk about that for
I'm,
hours because
I'm like,
yeah.
why are you opening this Pandora box? Um,
Oh,
no, honestly, but the thing is, what I'm learning now is, it really depends on the other person, on
yes,
like who's
a
on the
thousand
other
percent.
end, you know? So I learned to be a communicator. So I will tell you if something is like bothering me, if I feel a certain way, instead of me, being like all dramatic and like, I'm not going to answer your text or whatever, I will tell you. I will tell you, hey, this made me feel a certain way.
Yeah,
Let's talk about it rather than what you said, like pile it until it's like, oh, we're in the deep, deep,
yeah.
deep.
We could have saved this
Um,
3 weeks ago.
Exactly. And now it's like you can't do anything with it. So I'm very much like that. It took me years to come to this place where I can, be like, hey, not ignoring, but facing whether it's a problem or whatever. Um, but it really depends on a person on the other end. Because if they're not ready to receive it,
Yeah,
all you can do is try. And we keep on trying.
you always keep trying. Yeah,
Yep.
there's just like, not to harp on this topic much longer, because I could talk about this for hours. It's just making sure that you're heard and you're addressed, and it's just making sure that like
Hmm.
everyone's feelings are valid unless they're like manipulative feelings. But like at the same time, it's just like, if you don't mesh with somebody, maybe you just need to separate.
Yep. Yep. I think we should have like a
A side
coffee chat.
podcast. Yeah.
Do you want a therapy
Down.
session? We can arrange
Now, Thursday, September 25th. These
that.
next three are the hardest questions, because every single time that I end stop podcast, somebody's just like, I could have named that person. I could have named that. I could have talked about this. Not limited to one medium. Put the FTI community onto something that you're really into right now: music, sports. I know F1 racing is a big one in your world. Like just something that like you're like, you need to check this out.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Okay, you would be like maybe surprised. But I'm not really into listening to music
Okay.
lately. I guess I just don't have capacity. I
Mm.
wish I could check out new artists and just new sounds and what's out there, but I just genuinely don't even have the time in the day to listen to
Tune
music,
in. Yeah.
which I miss actually now that we're talking about it. You know what? I'm going to listen to some music after this. I actually do miss that. It used to be my favorite thing ever. Um, but now I feel like because I am the creator, it's like
Yeah.
I almost need a little something else. And my something else right now is F1. I'm very much into F1. This weekend was a race weekend. Unfortunately, I missed the race today, so I'm still watching it. So right after we're done with this call, I'm gonna maybe listen to a little bit of music and then I'll jump right back to F1. I need to finish this race. There's some drama happening. But yeah, I'm into that, and I'm a dog mom.
Yes,
So
you are. Yes.
yeah, I
Is the
have my
friend in
dog
the
mom
room with you right
experience.
now by chance?
She's not just in the room. She's She's literally sleeping.
Yes. Oh my god, we got the first dog in the podcast.
Say hi. Hi.
Now we owe
Hi.
royalties to the dog as well.
Yes, for all the treats, all the treats.
Such
She was
a
literally
stone
sleeping next
face.
to me.
Yeah.
She's like, "What are you doing? I just want to sleep. Leave me alone."
Is this
Also,
over?
this little thing, sorry, not the lips, but this like little thing says we narrate dogs' thoughts in our house. That's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
That's my part-time job, pretty much. I know it's
Oh,
boring.
there. Yep. There's. Oh, and the tongue. Now I'll ask one to both of you guys then. Name an independent artist or collective that you would like the FTI community to tune in after your week as creator of the week is finished.
Ooh, okay. A way to put a person on the spot. It's boring. It's boring, Matt. Really, this is very rude. Okay, she's leaving the scene. Ooh, oh my God, a way to put somebody on the spot. I mean, I know Amy's been on the podcast. Okay, no, I know that. Oh, she's gonna kill me for this. She's so gonna kill me for this. No, I,
I'm
I,
ready.
I don't know what it's gonna take, but Anna must be featured
That's
one
a
way or
2 for
another.
2. That was Amy's as well.
Yeah, okay, so there you go. There you go. Okay, let's start collecting like a petition.
I don't even think there's a petition needed. I am very open and down for that idea. If I had the opportunity to celebrate Anastasia for a week, in a heartbeat, and that's genuine. Like that is like something that towards the end of the year we have October, November, and December. There's 3 months left of Creator of the Week for 2025, and I think Anastasia needs to be in the first year of being celebrated. Agreed.
Anna, get your ass over here.
And putting a bow on all of this, I'm gonna leave this to you. Plug yourself. What's going on in life? What you have going on? If you released maybe an EP recently or something along those lines, what's going on in your universe?
In my universe?
Yes.
Well, EP just happened. Something else is on the way. Can't really speak to it. I do have ideas, but I'm like so eager to say, but I can't. Because I'm a person of my word too. So I'm like, I better put in the work. But yeah, some things are on the way, and I'm super excited. The year is not over yet,
It's
so
not
more
over.
to
3
come.
months.
And I'm like, just no, stop. Stop. I refuse to believe in that. I refuse to believe that the summer is over. Um, but yes, I'm super excited for future collabs that I have in the works. And that would be also will open some new artists for maybe for you
Yes.
to check out.
1,000,000%. I am always looking to meet new friends because at the end of the day, FTI community is all about growing friendships and knowing what people are doing. So send anybody my way. Now, one last thing. Where can people find you social media wise? Like, what are your main social medias that you use?
You know, the usual Instagram, TikTok. Those are my two main channels. I have a YouTube as well, but I'm pretty much active on Instagram and TikTok. But
Incredible. Yeah.
the content, just be aware, the content on both platforms are very, very different. So if you choose to go to TikTok, you signed up yourself.
You click the follow and you've signed up for what is on the way.
Hmm.
Well, this has been one of the longest conversations in the
Oh
making,
my
and
God.
I don't mean long conversation as recording. I mean like this has been in the works for quite a little bit of time, and we've only really met each other this year. FTI community, Elina Mona, thank you for allowing us to celebrate you this entire week. And yeah, I hope everybody tunes into mixed reviews. I hope everybody tunes into the secret projects later. But I also hope everybody has a safe drive to work or a great sleep or whenever you listen to podcasts. Take care.